Are you breathing? Inhale, exhale. Been welcoming in the fire spirits, the fire fairies. So I've been really guided to work with the fire elements. So I was guided to put this here. So welcome to my sacred space. I'm just recording some content today. And just if this is reaching you, there's no coincidence. There's a message here for you from your highest, from source, from your spirit team. All right. So we're just going to welcome in Hoi Shinyata, the elements, the elemental spirits, earth, air, wind, fire, water. Shinyata, earth, air, wind, fire, water. Shinyata, welcome in earth, air, wind, fire, water. Shinyata. I have a lot of elementals in my space. I work very deeply with the elementals. Maybe you resonate with working with the elementals. Again, if you were a shaman in the past life, you're probably resonate with working with the elemental spirits. I've got the window open to keep me a little cooled off because I get really sweaty and hot when I channel, when I create content. So, you know, I get really hot and then I get really cold. It's like these temperature fluctuations, but that's also part of what you've been going through with the rapid ashinyata, the rapid transformation that's taking place right now in your human, in your field. Okay. So I did another video that actually ended up being perfect and beautiful, but a little bit longer. So I'm going to share this content for this particular video. So welcome. It is January the 14th, 2026. And again, these videos are timeless. These will reach you when they're meant to, in perfect timing. And again, I always sent the intention that it reaches those that it's meant to. Okay. For your highest and best through unconditional love, divine light, divine love, divine truth, divine power, divine wisdom, and divine knowledge. Okay, so welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. All right, so you need to hold compassion for those that are not yet ready to meet you at your frequency. Okay, I'm gonna say that again. So you need to hold more compassion for those who cannot yet meet you in the frequency that you are embodying. There we go. All right, so some of us might be struggling with that. Just be okay with that. You hold your frequency, just have the compassion and understanding, all right, for those that are not yet ready to meet you there, okay? But during this, while simultaneously, you don't want to abandon your own evolution for the sake of making others feel comfortable. So that's been for sure. So you don't want to simultaneously refuse or abandon your evolution for the sake of making others feel comfortable. That's been a big message, okay? You can love someone deeply, but still choose to continue growing. So it's a little story time. So welcome to the story time. 13, 14, 14. So 13 and 14 are very significant, and 5s are very significant. 5, 5, 5, 5. Confirmation key codes for you, okay? You can love someone very deeply and still choose to continue growing, even if your growth challenges their sense of familiarity, their familiarness, okay? So even if your growth challenges their sense of the familiar, all right? Aisha, are you breathing? There is also the danger of you spiritually bypassing or using an elevated perspective, okay? So we don't want to bypass, okay? You don't want to avoid the genuine feeling of the work, okay? This transformation requires, okay, and gives you the opportunity to heal those wounds in the moment. Okay, those moments of recognition of these wounds that are coming up the surface, it's giving you opportunity to heal them in the moment. Okay, and again, this kind of also ties into the video I just did about what happened during Reiki Share yesterday and what has unfolded this week. Okay, so you cannot think your way out of feelings. We're going into talking about healing those wounds. So you can't think your way out of the healing. Okay, the recognition of this wound being surfaced, wanting to be healed and cleared, you've got to allow it to move through the body. Let the tears flow, let the tears fall. Tears are sacred technology. Please go get curious and look at that. I know there's been some information posted on that more and more about the technology of tears. So tears are sacred technology, okay? So allow them to flow, okay? The grief that you've held is ready to be released, okay? So allow that grief to be released, okay? So if you're feeling these wounds of grief that are coming up, allow them to be released. They're no longer needing to be held, okay? The rage that was never safe to express, it's time for it to find its voice, even if it's only in the privacy of your own room, okay? If you are being asked to have active engagement in what arises, please do so. No backbites, no shinyata, no bypassing, no distracting, feeling in that moment. When that happens, sit with it. Cry, scream, shout in a safe, sacred space, okay? So you're being asked in that moment for that wound to be healed. It's ready to be healed. That's why it's being brought up, okay? Whether it's being brought up, being triggered by music or videos, or just being in somebody else's frequency or energy, or receiving light language or hearing light language, or whatever it is, those wounds are being triggered and activated to be brought up, to be looked at, to be healed, okay, and let go, okay? You are being asked to have an active engagement for what arises. So that's taking that moment for you to, you're being you're being asked, your soul is asking you to be a active participant in what arises. So I'm having to clear my human words a lot, so I apologize. So again, when I speak the light language, it's a frequency and energy that bypasses the ego and mind. It is a channel frequency and energy from higher consciousness that is meant to be received by those that are also listening to the human words, okay? So it's receiving the human words, receiving the light language that is being transmitted for your highest and best. And it's also receiving my specific flavor, frequency, essence, energy, and frequency, okay? Always for your highest and best, always, through unconditional love, okay? So with this healing, it's not asking you to understand it through an intellectual ego mind perspective, okay? All right? What's surfacing, the surfacing of old conflicts are going to arise. And you've probably been feeling this more and more as we've been going through these cosmic convergences, these cosmic transits, these planetary alignments, all of the stuff. You're probably feeling these old conflicts surfacing and arising. They're these things, these wounds, these things that are being brought forth because they're ready to be cleansed, cleared, and healed and let go. All right? So these are wanting to be resolved, okay? These are situations potentially from your past, arguments, betrayals. So you might be getting memories, you might be getting things in your dreams. People actually might be coming physically back into your space because these situations are ready to be resolved. And you're at, Shineta, your soul's asking you for your active participation, okay? To look at them, to cleanse them, to clear them. It's time for them to go, all right? So situations from your past, like arguments, betrayals, misunderstandings, may replay in your mind. Like I said, come up in unexpected vividness. And again, there's no coincidence. There's a reason for it. It's giving you the opportunity to do the deeper work, okay? And this is your confirmation to do so if you've been experiencing this, okay? So wounds are being cleared. The wounds that are being cleared are often connect to specific interpersonal experiences where the original injury occurred. The root cause is being brought forth. So these experiences, so these wounds are being cleared, are asking to be cleared often through specific interpersonal experiences interpersonal and or experiences where the original injury, the root cause, was inflicted, okay? When these memories or these conflicts or these feelings, these wounds arise, ask yourself, what remains incomplete? And again, do this from a place of not where I'm broken, but just ask yourself, what is remaining that needs to be cleared? Because remember, it's like peeling. I hear this all the time. It's a perfect analogy. It's like peeling off the layers of an onion. We know how many layers there are to an onion. So yes, even though you think you may have cleared it, something else is coming up that needs to be cleared, that is still kind of, that wasn't ready to be cleared last time, but now is ready to be cleared, okay? So ask yourself, what remains incomplete? Is there something you never said? You know, is there something that you swallowed your truth on, your whatever, that you need to address now? Is there forgiveness that you have not truly granted to the other party, the people, places, the things, situations, or yourself? Is there forgiveness? So that's why I said, go back to the Ho'oponopono. Please go like that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I forgive you, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I forgive you, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I forgive you, thank you, I love you. And you can break that down however that works, but that might be very beneficial. That has been a huge, huge process and tool for me in my toolbox during this time. So I used it last night, and again, go check that video out. I'm sorry, I forgive you, thank you for showing me, and I love you. All right. So is there a part of you that has remained stuck at that earlier moment in that situation? All right. That has been unable to fully move forward. So again, continue to address these incompletions, these reveals, when they reveal themselves. So anytime these things are being revealed, you're being asked again to be an active participant, to do the thing, to feel the feels, and let it go. All right, and there's many ways you can do that. Many practices, many sacred practices like journeying, sacred walks, sacred walks, time in nature, grounding, sacred baths, sacred showers, forms of meditation, light languages, frequencies, therapy, energy therapy, like shamanic work, past lives. There's just so many different left eye stuff now. Oh my gosh, right eye, left eye. It's being cleared out there. So there's just many practices, and just feel into what feels in resonance in that moment. If the releasing is just sitting there and crying and screaming, that's what you do. If you feel like you need to take a bath to help release and connect to the element of water, do that. If you need to write something down and journal and burn it and let it go, there's many sacred practices that you can use out of your toolbox. And again, just feels what is resonant for that particular wound, emotion, thing that's coming up, okay? All right. Let me see here. Yep, so I just addressed the sacred rituals, the writing, the intentionally releases, okay? And if you're struggling with the particular wound of being unworthy, I just did some light language for that. And you can check that out if you feel called to. And it's again to address the wounds around the unworthiness or being unworthy. And that can feeling unworthy to stand in your power, feeling unworthy to hold up and take up space, the feeling of being unworthy of all of the abundance, feeling unworthy of being real, raw, and authentic, all of that. So that light language might help you with the release of that. So there's just many tools that you can use, and I use a vast amount of tools myself. You know, journaling, moon rituals, sacred baths, meditations, light language, frequency therapy, Reiki, shamanic work, I like the tools, but I feel into the tools. It's not like I'm using the tool that I'm forcing a tool to get a result. I feel into what tool is in resonance to help with that particular core wound that is needing to be addressed in that present moment, okay? And it can be just as simple as sitting 5 minutes and doing breath work and setting that intention, lighting a candle and burning some incense, okay? It doesn't have to be some grand gesture. If it feels like that's what it needs to be, then that's what that needs to be. But it can be something very simple, because simple doesn't mean ineffective, okay? And just remember that you are clearing wounds for yourself. You're also clearing wounds generational wounds, you're also clearing collective wounds, but you're also clearing the wounds for yourself, and you're also giving, by doing the work for you, is also giving other people permission and safety, feeling safe, that they're able to feel safe by you doing this first. It gives them the opportunity to feel more safe and to be able to do the clearing and the releasing themselves. So it's, you know, that's why we are here. That's why we're the first wave of the ones to remember. We're the first waivers, and we're the first waivers for a reason. We signed up for this. Okay. So don't be afraid to take up space. Don't be afraid to take up space. Again, take up all of space in however you want to express yourself, and don't worry about how that affects anyone else around you in your field. We're done with that. Always take up space, because that space has always been yours to take up. Okay? All right. There may be moments in the incoming weeks, you know, with all this stuff going on, the cosmic convergences, the alignments, and all of the things that are going on. So there may be moments in incoming weeks where you realize that things have shifted within yourself with doing this work, where you respond to triggers differently. Okay? That's a huge sign that you've shifted. All right? And the work that you've been doing is showing that by you responding different to the triggers, okay? All right. And you respond differently than you would have before. So have you had that awareness? Or there's people around you that are doing healing work that you know that you've, they would have responded, their past versions that would have responded differently, but because they've been doing the inner work, their response is completely different. And that's like, they've been doing the work, because they respond completely different than they used to, or in a good way. All right, so hold your ground. All right, you hold your ground when previously before you would have collapsed. And standing in your power, standing in your authentic truth, speaking your truth. Okay. All right, you welcome in good news without looking for what's going to go wrong. Okay. So these moments aren't small. Each one represents the successful installations of the new patterns, the evidence the clearing is working, even when you cannot directly perceive it. Collect these moments. They are treasures, and Source says treasure them. 1744 on the timer. Treasure them. They are proof of your transformation made visible. This is not fantasy, it is reality. This is the trajectory that you are on. Have grace and patience with yourself and with those around you, because everyone is on a different sacred journey, okay? Have grace and patience with not only yourself, but those around you as you move through these times, these transitions, these healing processes. So stay open and trust. That is your message today from your higher self, from Source, from your team, 1822 when I looked up and said that. So thank you for clicking play, joining me, welcoming in these beautiful earth elements. I am proud of you. Say that to yourself in the mirror. I am proud of you. I am proud of me. I am proud of me. I am proud of you. From our heart to yours, sending all of the light. Love. Magic. Wow. And miracles. I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye.